Let's find out how to get Yeezys for retail. What's going on, guys? Pixelated here, back at it again with another video. Today we're doing a little something different. We all know that Yeezy season is upon us once again, and I know there are plenty of you out there who are trying to cop, and I also know that there are several of you out there that aren't just trying to cop but also trying to sell. We all know how common the plight of the reseller is now. I have nothing against that. If that's how you want to make your money, so be it. If you've been keeping up, we know that there are two Yeezys rumored to be releasing by the end of this month, one of those being the Beluga 2.0 Yeezys, which are pretty much the new version of the first and original colorway of the Yeezy 350 V2 titled the Beluga. Now, of course, this is an all-new colorway, but for most, including me, it really is just an updated version of the original Beluga colorway, hence the 2.0 in the name. It has all the added features that current V2s are dropping with, including a straight stripe instead of the curved one that they had on the original. The stripe is also gray instead of orange this time, which is probably preferable for many. There's also a pull tab on the back, which you can see isn't on the original Belugas. I feel like Kanye was pretty much fucking around in the Adidas design room when he finally put a straight stripe on the V2s and said, Adidas, any chance we can recall those Belugas with the curvy stripe and replace them with these? And Adidas was probably like, fuck no, dude, we already shipped them shits. So they had to cover it up by releasing a bunch of colorways in between, then offering these a year later. Anyways, they do have a slightly different tint to them, but I know that's not why you're here. You're here because McDonald's had a collab with Adidas and Kanye, and they're releasing the Junior Chicken Yeezy 350 V2s. I know I'm not the first to make that joke, but I definitely had that same thought, as I'm sure a lot of you did when you first saw that colorway of the V2s. Truthfully, they do look better in person to me, and the gum sole really adds to its look. These are pretty much guaranteed, releasing this coming Saturday, November 18th. Now, before I get started with this video, just a friendly reminder to hit that like button during any time in this video if you took anything from it. It helps me out a lot and lets me know you really enjoyed the content too. And without further ado, let's find out how to get Yeezys for retail. Now, first things first, you're going to want to do your research and find out where in your country or area these are dropping. At first glance, if nothing has been announced yet, you're not going to know where they're dropping, and that's just the facts. But you can prepare yourself better by looking back at what stores have dropped Yeezys in the past, particularly the Yeezys with lower stock, because these Junior Chicken Frozen Yellow Yeezys apparently have the least stock of any Adidas Yeezy yet. This will give you a good idea of where to look and what stores or sites to keep up to date with when it comes to waiting for a release announcement. To start things off, look into what stores have consortium accounts. These are the highest Adidas accounts a store can have, meaning they get top pick and priority, as well as getting the exclusive sneakers other stores without consortium accounts wouldn't get. You've probably seen several consortium Adidas collaboration sneakers. The stores that collaborate with Adidas on those sneakers are consortium accounts, and it'd be smart to keep up to date with those stores. For us out here in Canada, so far we have Livestock and Haven, who've both had consortium collaborations with Adidas, giving you a strong, if not 100% indication that they're consortium stores and may get stock of the new Yeezys. There definitely are more stores out there, even in Canada possibly, so to find more, just do your own research. Google is your friend. On to the second tip. Stay focused and be up on time for the drop. This is key. Many people don't do their research and don't know what time the sneakers are dropping, and even if they do, they don't care to stay up to be at the computer waiting for the sneakers to drop. If you really want the sneaker, the least you can do is attempt to cop them at the exact time they come out. Think of it like buying tickets to your favorite artist's concert. If your favorite artist is someone popular like Beyonce or Drake and you don't attempt to get them at the drop time, you're buying the ticket off a scalper for more than what the actual ticket price was. And the same thing happens with sneakers. If you don't try, you're gonna pay the price. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking it's almost impossible to cop manual nowadays because of bots and things like that, and you're right to some extent, but we haven't got there yet. This is for those who seem to be missing drop times or sleeping through them, and honestly, I've copped Yeezys manual before, so there's still a chance. Plenty of people message me asking me when and where Yeezys are dropping when the information is pretty much everywhere. Go on Adidas Instagram, go on their Twitter, go on the consortium stores, Instagram and Twitter, and stay up to date with release dates so you know when to be up. At the end of the day, with more attempts comes more experience, and with more experience comes the ability to run through checkout faster, because if you've done it before, you know where to go, you know what info to put in, etc. Third, and this is kind of a curveball, but build relationships. Honestly, there's no way around this. If you want to be in the sneaker game and hopefully get some sort of upper hand, it's always great to build relationships. And this could be a life lesson in general. Build relationships with people who work at the stores, people who work at Adidas, and by building relationships, I don't mean try to be fake or get real buddy-buddy with them, because one, people will see right through that, and two, if anything, you'll just push them further away. What I mean by this is if you have a genuine interest in sneakers, most people who work at sneaker boutiques or stores with sneakers usually do as well, and it's never a bad thing to get on their good side and just talk to them about it. You'd be surprised how few people do this, but the point I'm trying to make isn't to try to backdoor sneakers or ask them to hook you up with a pair. because that's unethical, and this video is all about copying fairly and ethically. What doing this will help you with is you may be able to get some info early about how sneakers are releasing at the store, and they may potentially give you an upper hand in being able to get the sneakers. Obviously, it isn't foolproof, but it's definitely worth your while to try it out. Fourth and final tip, have friends who have similar interests when it comes to sneakers as you do. This really helps a lot, because if you've come across a time in your life where you're super busy and simply do not have the time to put in the legwork and figure out how a sneaker is going to be released, someone always will. This way, everyone can always pool their resources and figure out how to get a release in your hands. It's like they say, you can always get more done as a group than alone. Of course, depending on how productive the people in your group are. Shout out to university groups for teaching me that. And it's always great to talk shop with those people, because eventually they'll end up becoming your friends, and you guys will always keep each other updated on upcoming and new releases. And I know, even with all that being said, there are going to be plenty of us that don't get a pair of Yeezys in our hands, and this is just because Adidas made it that way. They will always produce less sneakers than the actual demand calls for. It's a marketing strategy that they chose to utilize with this collection of sneakers, and there's nothing we can do about it. It's just the reality of how brands create demand sometimes. So there's definitely a high chance most of us will still not get Yeezys, even with all the preparation taken care of. But that's no reason not to try. I've copped Yeezys in the past, and I've also taken my fair share of L's. But if you do prove me wrong and cop the yellow Yeezys, I want you to come back to this video, leave a comment bashing me and letting me know, ha, Pix, guess what, I copped the yellow Yeezys, and whatever expletives or whatever you want to leave in the comment section, go ahead, give it your best shot. That's it for this video. If you took anything from it, please hit that like and sub for more juicy content. If you have any other advice or just want to give me feedback on this video, leave it in the comments. Let's get those resourceful minds piled together. Hop on Instagram, Twitter, the sneaker blogs, and start prying for all that info you need to get through the Yeezy season once again. Catch you later. Pixelated out.